Hey everybody, what's up? It is 7:58 Eastern. Good to see you. It's your friend James Shaw. Happy Monday. Oh man, is it going to be a great week? I'm so excited. We have Advance coming up a week from today. Who's going to be in Tampa? Put it in the chat. Largest event ever, 400 people coming to Tampa for Advance. John Acuff and I are going to be teaching all day a week from today. We've just added Meg Dady to the schedule. She's going to teach. Then on Tuesday, next Tuesday, we'll have Linda Clemens and Mike Michalowicz teaching for you, and we have an AI workshop that day. Ton of great stuff. We have a handful of people that who purchased tickets that for whatever reason can't come anymore because stuff happens, and so they're looking to resell. So if anyone would like to come last minute and like to get in, reach out to me or Nadine, and we'll help get you connected to someone that's looking to sell their ticket. There's a chance maybe we can get 4 or 5 more people in because we have some people looking to sell that can't come last minute. So if you're coming to Advance, we'll see you a week from today. If you are not coming to Advance, we will not see you a week from today. We'll have no call Monday or Tuesday next week because of Advance. My whole team will be working on it and we'll all be there doing our thing. So we'll be back next Wednesday. This week, though, we're all focused on getting back to the basics. And actually, it is a little bit of a preview of some of the stuff that those of you coming to Advance will hear. That these things, I think, will show up a lot in the conversations we have at Advance, which is about planning for the new year and getting your goals right and getting purposeful in your actions. And so we're going to unpack the 5 basics all week today. I'll share them with you in just a minute. But before we do that, something good. Authorine, we'll start with you.
Thank you. I usually don't talk twice. Probably won't happen again. But I just wanted to tell you, you guys know last week was a roller coaster week for me. And just to keep it brief, so food is going into Jamaica and it goes into the cities. I am from rural country girl. So there are about 6,000 people that live where I'm from or less. And so we're the last to get stuff. My elementary school, I just got pictures of it. It's demolished.
Mm.
And so that was so heavy on my heart. Janine Garcia, I'm gonna put you on the spot. And her husband calls me and they're like, we didn't know you're Jamaican. I'm not really. But, and they're like, we can't wait to see you at Elevate to just hug on you and love on you. I'm like, you know what? Sorry, but I'm not coming to Elevate. And she's, what? Oh no, you're coming to Elevate. I'm like, well, it would have to be free because at this point there are no plans, there are no tickets anywhere. And she said, you know what? Give me a few hours. This woman and her husband calls me up and Joel Rodriguez. Guess who's coming to Elevate?
Wait, do you mean Advance?
Elevate,
Yeah,
Advance.
okay.
Guess who's coming to Advance?
Authorine Johnson.
Arthurine Johnson is coming to Advance. And here's the lesson from that. Man plans and God has his own plan. The second lesson is submit to his plans and submit to your friends. I am one that is very, very, very hard for me to accept because I love to give so much. So submit to your friends, let people bless you. And this community, like you said at the top of the hour, James, you have no idea what you've created. This is absolutely the best real estate
Sit,
community that
sit.
I've been in my entire real estate career. So I just want to thank each and every 1,000 of you on the call this morning for just being the kind of people you are.
It was
And
a
I
great community.
love you to pieces.
Well,
Thank
we
you.
love you right back, Authorine. It's such a great space. Prayers to Jamaica, and we're looking forward to seeing you in a week. 2 more, and then we got to get after it. Adrian and then Christy. Go ahead, Adrian.
Good morning, James. Thank you for allowing me to share. I am so grateful for so many people. My birthday was last week. For those who sent cards, gift cards, I had a couple of birthday dinners. I have a shout out for Heather George Renner. I just absolutely love her. When I went to her wedding, I met her in-laws who live in Athens, Tennessee. They so graciously came to my birthday dinner on Saturday. So I have a special shout out to Heather. Thank you so much for introducing me to some wonderful people and for your friendship. Thank
Oh,
you.
that's so nice. Christy McCall, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry for the raspy voice. It's been busy and the weather change here has been weird. I just wanted to say thank you to this call because I had record lows the past 2 months and I closed out October with a record high. I had 4 closings last week, and Ann Callahan helped me, and she sent me a referral about over a year ago, and we were able just to get them closed. It took them a while to get on the market, but that was a win last week for me. A great week working with some amazing people buying and selling. So thank you for this call.
We're glad you're on it. This is the part, when you're in the Inspire Collective, you come to the events, you build these relationships that turn into referral opportunities, and that pays for this stuff over and over and over again. Christy, I'm sure I'll see you and your mom here next week. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Let's get after it today. We are back to the basics. The aha that I've had recently is that, like Christy just said, we have highs and lows in the business, and it's about not getting too attached to any of those things and then showing up and doing what you're supposed to do. The basics. The basics matter. Now, this was on my mind because I was out teaching in a region and did a couple of different classes for them. Both of them were very much about basics, and they had great crowds, about 100 and so people in each one. It's great group, both classes. So I got to impact 200 agents in that region up and down the state that day, over those 2 days, and it was a ton of fun. And then they told me they were having this AI workshop. They were having an AI workshop, and it sold out, like 400 people in 10 minutes. And I went, look, I get it. I know we want to know the tools and how to use things and get better and all that kind of stuff. But if you haven't mastered the basics, none of that stuff matters. And we're running to stuff that we think is going to fix all of our problems and ignoring the basics sometimes. Not all of you, some of you. And then we'll blame the market or blame sellers. And when I ask you what are the top challenges that you have, there are things like listings are sitting. And then I go, well, let's get price reductions. And then you say it's not overpriced. Like, it's just, we've got to get the basics part figured out. So we're going to focus on them this week. I came up with 5. They're a little bit different maybe than the ones you're used to. This is just my opinion. If you don't like them, you can come up with your own list. It's totally cool. But these are my 5. Today we're going to focus on this one. Create a goal with purpose and meaning. I think that's a basic, and I think everything else starts there. If the goal doesn't have purpose and meaning, then what's the point? So create a goal with purpose and meaning. Number 2 is build a process that allows you to reach the goal. In other words, know what you're supposed to do on a daily basis. What are the activities and exercises that you've got to run and implement in order to reach that goal that has meaning? Number 3 is build and communicate with your database. You got to build a database and then communicate with it in a consistent way with value. Number 4 is track the numbers. We've got to know what works, what doesn't work, where's our business coming from so we know where to double down. And then finally, number 5 is add value in every interaction. You can automate the process, but you don't necessarily automate the touch and how you can make sure that you're valuable in those touches. That includes your newsletter or a text you might send or a phone call you make. Today, I want to talk about setting a goal that has meaning and purpose, because if we don't have meaning and purpose behind the goal, then when it gets hard, it's easy to bail, it's easy to give up, it's easy to quit. But a goal with meaning and purpose will pull you toward it even when you don't feel like doing it. It's when I say sometimes that motivation is a result, not a reason. It comes after, not before. Because when you know where you're going, you're willing to go do the stuff you have to do. I'm wondering if any of you have ever set a goal, reached it, and then felt nothing afterwards. Like, oh, that was nice. And I would say if you did, that probably meant that it didn't have meaning and purpose. Now, let me explain what I mean by this. I get to ask agents all the time, hey, tell me what's your goal this year? And they'll go, I want to do 36 houses. And I always ask, how did you come up with 36 houses? They're like, well, last year I did 24. So this year, I think I can do 36 because I did 2 a month last year. I think I can do 3 a month this year. And I'm going, maybe it'll happen. Probably it won't happen. Because all we did was just say, I think I can do 1 more a month. There's no purpose or meaning behind the 1 more a month. But if we go, I want to get to 36 because of blank, blank, and blank, now we've got some purpose and meaning behind it. Tie it to something that's important to you, that's measurable, that serves a purpose or a why. And when you can tie the goal to that, then all the rest of the basics become so much easier because you know why you're going there in the first place. So some sort of clear, meaningful goal beats a vague wish list. Just get clear and meaningful. Now, we'll do a lot on this. A lot of what John Acuff is teaching is really about this piece of it. And John has about 4-ish, 4.5 hours of content he's teaching you on Monday. And then I'll do a big section on goals with meaning and purpose, and we'll do our lit exercise and go a little bit, take a little bit different perspective at it than we've done in the past. But we've got to have some sort of purpose or meaning behind it. It's the goal isn't, I just want to help a few more people this year than I did last year. I just always want to be just a little bit better. I know you want to be better, but what's the point? What's the point? We've got to have some purpose. Let's talk about it, Jenny. I knew your hand would go up right away. It's good to see you. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week too. What's on your mind? Good morning.
Can't wait to see you guys. Yeah, so this gets me fired up because I am celebrating my 10-year anniversary, James. 10 years ago was my breakdown, and I burned out because of not having a purpose or a big why that was driving and motivating me. In those years I was helping 51 families and 61 families and 71 families. I got to 81 families in 2014 and was losing it because I was a mess, because I was just grinding it to grind it. And if you've been there, you know that that doesn't sustain, and it didn't. And so I had my breakdown, all the things shifted. And what happened for me specifically was that I got very clear speaking with a coach and then becoming Quantum Leap certified with Gary Keller. You were in that room, James Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
And, getting very clear on everything first starts here in discovering my own personal mission statement, and then bringing back that mission of empowering others to believe in their possibilities, and doing that also through real estate allowed me to attract great agents into my world and team members. It then helped us build our personal mission, our business mission statement, which is about being the best we can be, and loving on our people and giving back to our community. So we also around that same time launched our Keys to the City initiative. So every closing that we have, we make $100 donation to our client's favorite nonprofit. Well, when you help 100 families, that is $10,000 going back to your community that you love, and sharing that with our clients from the start. Here's what, when we have the honor of helping you buy or sell your home, we get to give back to our community by way of your favorite local charity. And that just gives you a reason to get up every day. Because now I see that when I talk to people and help people, that helps my community. It makes us feel good. And it really just has a ripple effect throughout my community and my life.
That's it. There's meaning and purpose behind it. And I think it's a reminder too that breakdowns are not bad, right? We used to teach in bold breakdown before breakthrough. We have these breakdowns and these moments that actually require us then to get clarity so we can move forward. Jenny, thank you. See you in a week. Dan Tamarkin, good morning to you, friend.
Good morning, James. I can't wait to see you and everyone next week. And Jenny, I really appreciate you sharing. It was about 4 or 5 years ago that I sat down with Jenny right after our very first advance, and I had a chance to put together that ultimate business planning clinic that you helped me share with folks here in this community. And one of the things that people really appreciated about it or liked was just the idea of monetizing your big why and having a simple model around building your big why. And that's what I really wanted to share, is that the big why, again, also inspired through Gene Rivers' lid concept. I was able to break down into 4 simple steps. Basically, it starts with what does it take for you to survive? Because if you don't have what it takes for you to pay off your bills and meet your basic lifestyle needs, that becomes a very big why very quickly. And that's really step 1, is understanding what it takes to have, what your survival total is. The second part of the model was really, what does it take for you to feel like you were a success that year? Like, what are you going to do for yourself this year? And if you have a very specific goal of, some health goal or some personal goal of what you want, that can become a very big why. Maybe the third and most powerful one, though, is, what do you want to do for others? So how do you define significance in your life? And that idea I got from, or that term I got from Nick Ubaldini about, the impact you have on others. And that would be like charitable giving or things that you want to do with family and friends to create a meaningful purpose to your life. And finally, of course, it's just, what do you want to do for your long-term future, your freedom total? And once you know those 4 things, it helps create a model for people to be able to identify what their big why is if they don't know what it is, because it can be overwhelming. And then once you know what those things are, you can quantify it and get a dollar total so you can live a life worth living. And that's what I want to share with you. The survival total, success total, significance total, and your freedom total to live your perfect life.
And we're going to unpack some of that stuff at Advance on Monday, Dan. Very similar type of exercise for us to figure that out. But here's one way to even simplify it. If you want to simplify this whole thought, and you're like, that's a lot for me to think about right now, and I just want to get through Monday, I think you just ask yourself that if your 2026 self could thank you for something, what would it be? Just think about that. And we fast forward a year, and your 2026 self is thanking you for something that you did in the year. What is that? And start with that as the foundation for this so that we can create some purpose and meaning behind the goal. Dan, thank you, buddy. Ellie McIntyre, good morning. I'll see you in a week.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. I am not as put together as either Dan or Jenny. And the big why does definitely move. And to be honest, I have imposter syndrome as well after another great year and the honor that I feel when people select me to be their real estate agent. But the only way that I survive is through my communication calendar. And I live by it. And I live by it almost 2 months in advance. I just keep my head down. I keep focused on what I'm doing in the future and to have everything in place. And on Marilyn's disc show on Saturday, we kind of unpacked that a little bit of how that keeps me structured. And by having that communication calendar, I know where I need to be and I know who I need to serve. And if you don't listen to the noise and you just focus on those details in your business, then it will come.
That's day 2, which is build the process to reach the goal, Ellie. Like what you figured out is just wake up and run your plays. That's what Ellie has figured out. And that's exactly the point. Once you have this goal that you want, then you figure out how to get there and you just show up and do the work. We will spend a lot of time on that at Advance also. When we go into the economic model, I'm not going to teach the economic model the way that it's taught in Business Planning Clinic, because you can read MREA or take Business Planning Clinic in your office. So I don't need to teach it to you that way. We're going to look at a different kind of look at what is your process? How do you cultivate? How do you connect? What systems are you using to automate but yet be personal? Those things really matter. Ellie, thank
Can
you.
I just say, I'm actually gonna do a class on Zoom. I haven't because Z just texted me right now on Thursday before we come to Elevate. So I'm going to be posting that shortly. So it'll be on Thursday at 1 o'clock. So if anybody wants to see what my communication calendar is, look out for the link.
Thank you, Ellie. Jenny Hayes, good morning.
Good morning, James. I can't thank you enough for constantly pulling us forward. Everything that you seem to bring is exactly right on time. I did what you described at the beginning of the call. I had a numbers goal and I met my numbers goal. It was moderate, but I met it this year. And it's exactly like you said, it was great.
Well,
Oh well.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to meet it. And I think I took my foot off the gas and I'm not having winning months right now, but I have a meaning and purpose now. My oldest son asked his sweetheart to marry him on the rooftop of the restaurant that they met at last night. And so we have a wedding next year. And then my youngest, he has a ring for his. So I have 2 weddings. I take all advice from mothers of the groom, by the way, but I have new meaning and purpose. And it is completely a different perspective, even in my daily business. I have a very focused goal.
No doubt about it. First, congratulations. And no doubt. And we can leverage those things to try to help us refocus the goals. And one thing about a big why, which is giving the goal meaning and purpose, is something about a big why is it doesn't have to be some massively huge why. Like Z's name came up. Z is helping build medical clinics in Sierra Leone. That's a huge why. And her business is built around supporting that project. But others of you just want to honestly have a really great Thanksgiving. Want to have an awesome meal, or you want to put gas in your car, or anything in between. It doesn't have to be build medical clinics in Sierra Leone. It can be anything you want it to be, and it can be temporary. It can be what needs to happen in this quarter for me to feel like I've won. What needs to happen by next summer for me to feel like I've won? What needs to happen in 2026 so I feel like I've won? And built it around that in the moment. It's really good. Oh my gosh, there are so many hands up, and I want to call on all these people, but there's good news. We do this every day. So you'll have a chance tomorrow, but I'm going to call on someone who I haven't heard from in a long time, and she might text me if I don't call on her. Sasha, you're up.
I wouldn't have texted. Thanks for calling though. I wanted to say that when you talk about big why, I'm going into my 6th year, and probably for the last 4, 5 years of these 6, I have always thought it to be something like you said with Z, that it has to be this ginormous thing. I feel like now I understand that it needs to be, or that it, for me at least, it should be like an emotionally moving why. Remove that word big, because it kind of allows me to see that I don't have to I guess put myself in a stuck position trying to chase that why that I can't figure out because I don't have anything that
Right.
big. And with me saying that, I've never felt like, well, I'm going to set this goal during business planning clinic. I'm going to hit it because I have to do this big ginormous thing. So honestly, this year you've been good, but I think with John Acuff, I'm hoping it's going to help me figure it out a little bit better to A, set a goal that I would be able to hit, and then B, not feel so guilty about not having this huge thing that I'm trying to get to that doesn't exist in my life.
And just imagine how nice it's going to be to actually have a professional speaker be able to come and walk you through this instead
Yeah,
of me.
you've been good, but
It's going to be so great. If you ever want to know where Sasa is, she'll be on break when I'm on stage, and she'll be back in the room when John's on stage. I think you nailed it. And Byron said in the chat something really smart, which he does, which he said when he thought about big why, he just took the word big out of it and asked why. What's the point? Why this year? Why am I doing this? What does it allow me to do? I think that's a really good thought. When we figure that out, everything else opens up for us. Let's create a goal with meaning and purpose. It doesn't have to be to solve all of Earth's problems. You can just figure out what it means for you. Ask yourself what is my 2026 self going to thank me for in the next year? Ask yourself that question. Boy, if you're coming to Advancing, you like this conversation, you're really going to like Advance, because day one is a lot of this and then getting into some model type stuff to help you figure it out. If you're not coming to Advance, we'll miss you. We might have a couple of tickets, so if you want one, reach out to me, let me know. We'll connect you with someone looking to sell. Tomorrow is on to process. So now don't fall trap to, I was on the call Monday, I don't need to come on Tuesday. You do. Put it in your calendar and show up, and let's be here all week so we can build these basics. Those of you coming to Advance, I'll see you today at 2 o'clock Eastern as we have our Know Before You Go call. Inspire members, tomorrow at noon Eastern, Aaron and Emily are back to do your Q1 listing domination plan so that you can walk into the beginning of the year with as many listings as possible. That's tomorrow at noon Eastern. We got a lot going on this week. Thanks for being here. You got your inspiration. Go put in the perspiration. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, James.